Alright, I'm making a comeback, and by making a comeback I mean I'm just gonna make videos for my friends on the league we play in. So this is gonna be kind of like a jumbled up video. I don't have any presentations or slides or moving animation like Mon gifs. I'm just gonna give a little catch up to where we are in the season, just for the boys to view. And since we're a couple weeks in, they all know how all this plays out anyway. But just in case anybody's viewing, I've been dead for a little while in terms of making anything or trying to stream. Just been too busy, and the job I do now is too physical that sometimes I just have no energy to come home and want to edit or record. A team, I'm playing in a NatDex AG league with my friends. We run it. Maybe next week I'll try and get back into it. I'll give you a format of the league, rules, current standings, or something like that, and we'll go from there. But I was the fourth pick overall. As you can see, my draft is laid out here with resists, things that I was going for in the original idea. Took Megalopony, Megalopony, however you want to say it. Took her first, just a big physical threat. Then I took, I was fourth overall out of 18 people, so on the swing, I believe I took Gengar and Crook. I don't remember the order, but those are the next two I took. So I had a special hitter, you know, Crook is cool with rocks, decent speed, Scarf, Sash lead, you can run them in different ways, and then big physical threat. Normally I run bulky offense, so these three weren't really in my typical style. I've used Crook before, but the other two are brand new to me. So then I took Empoleon. I liked the typing as well as another rocker. Unfortunately, what I didn't plan for immediately was this entire team loses to the move Close Combat. So after those first four picks, I tried to rectify that a little bit by taking the Slowking Galar. Super useful, good special hitter, good special defense. It's not the best in terms of defense. As you can see on this planner, all my average stats are in the red. This team actually is a little, I don't know how to describe it. I like the way it looks, but it might be weak. It might have been weak to a lot of stuff. And so then they next overall took Rotomo. You know, ground immunity, electric typing, grass typing, just kind of filling stuff out. Talonflame, fire, flying, same thing, gives me defog. We all know from if you've watched any of my other stuff, hate webs, hate them. So I've got 3 rockers and 3 off, which is really all I could, you know, ask for. Volt switch and 2 U-turns, not the most momentum, but it's some. Hippopotas is obviously he's like 1 point overall, and it was there to just make it fit. We needed at least 9 mons. I had 8, and then needed a Hippopotas, and then I took a Zoomerol. I wanted to bring Fairy in. I like running double water, one defensive, one offensive, and you can do so many cool things with the Zoomerol. I just wanted to give it a try. So in the end, you can see on the chart here, I was technically Ice Weak, with the Ice Weeks being Crook, Rotom, and Hippo, and hopefully those 3 weren't going to see that much together. And I was technically Ground Weak off a Flying and a Levitate Mon, with my 3 Ground Weaks being Gengar, Empoleon, and Slowking Galar, a lot more likely to come together. And it was interesting. I'm not going to go over each individual matchup yet. I'm going to first bring you guys over into the most important part of any video, the nicknames. Obviously, you got to name the Mons. That's what makes it special. So this season, as long as they're on the team, I'm going to be running Ethot, Megalopony. I just thought it was too obvious. I didn't want to run it shiny because I felt like that was a little bit cringe on top of it being obvious, but I thought that was pretty funny. I enjoyed that one. I've got Blackbeard, the Gengar. Something about his stupid smile just reminded me of Blackbeard from One Piece, so yes, it is from that. And then we've got Slim Thickum, the Crook. I just liked it. I liked the name, made sense in my mind. I said, this is it. This is the calling. And then we've got Business Casual, the Empoleon. So for this, I felt like it looked like he was wearing like a suit with this blue stripe down the middle, being like a tie almost. So I was like, nah, it's Business Casual, man. We're vibing. We're out here wearing suits in the battlefield. Then we've got Landscaper because he's a lawnmower. Thought it was pretty obvious. No real plans for him yet. He can do some cool stuff, but I don't know why I just clicked on it. We're going over nicknames. Come on. Anyway, we got Magic Conch, the Slowking Galar. Regenerator's big. Bit of a tanky boy. Assault Vest, big threat. Doesn't get teleport. Learned that after I drafted it. And we've got Flops, the Azumarill. One ear is flopped, one isn't. It's a pretty easy nickname for me. This mon I think is really cool. Can do a lot of things. I've used it banned, and I've used it banned, I've used it assault vest. You can do parasong, whirlpool trap. There's a lot of cool, you can belly drum. I think there's a lot of cool ways to use this mon. Trick room if you can get it going, because he's pretty slow. Trick room like life orb, something like that. So we'll see if that comes out at all, but not yet. I keep going into the mons and then scrolling back down. Oh well. Next we've got zone threat. I don't even know. I got nothing for you on this one. It's just a he's just a threat in zone defense, bro. You just gotta watch out for him. He'll threaten you on there. Violite's really good. He's got 78 defense, 68 HP, 42 special defense, so it's not really going to eat too well, especially, but throw in a Violite on this and it can still eat a couple things. I like him. I like him for a one-pointer. Something I forgot to mention that I'm going to retroactively mention is this league. Currently, the way we're running it is you can use Z moves. And up to 3 mons, and the point total on the mons in the draft system can't be over 35 combined. So the 3 mons that I put the ability to use Z move on were Gengar, Crook, and Hippopotas, which totaled up to 31 points, so I was within the limit. And then lastly, I have Talonflame. I named him Chef because he be cooking them dudes, bro. He'd just be fucking mixing them up, serving them fresh and hot. I don't really know how to feel about this. I really like the speed tier. I like the typing. I wanted another defogger. It gets a U-turn. But I didn't really know too much about how to run this mon or anything like that. So left them for now. We'll go into so I've played 3 games so far. I only have replays for all 3. I'm not gonna make a separate video for all of them. I'm just gonna watch the 3 replays. So in my first week, I came up against Mando Warrior. He's been in a couple leagues. He's a pretty good player. I was absolutely terrified of his Sharpedo. It isn't plain Sharpedo, but it is Mega Latias, and I was terrified of this shark hitting Protect in the terrain and just winning with Speed Boost, because my team did not do well with a dark move followed by a fighting move. Kind of just killed the whole team. And if his coverage was fighting, dark, and then like liquidation just for Talonflame, 6-0 if he protects on 1 turn of psychic terrain. So I might stop the replays as we're going. I'm just gonna go over each game a little bit. So my idea here was I brought Sash, Crook, and Z Gengar. I brought Z Ghost to deal with Mega Lati, especially if it started to click Calm Mind, because it's a terrifying mon. And then I just brought Bandit Azu. I think Slowking was just like Black Sludge and Regenerator. And then Talonflame was Swords Dance because Mando has Venusaur and Torkoal. So I thought potentially Torkoal would come over Piloswine. And I wanted to click Swords Dance, Flare Blitz on anything really. You know, Skarm, it'll hit hard. Venusaur, it'll kill if he gives it to me. It'll do a lot to Lele. It'll do a lot to Piloswine if I'm danced, because this is probably a Violite. And then Mega Lati, just U-turn out and go Gengar or something, and I do not really want to be in front of that mon. So I'm going to go click it on, maybe slow is too slow, so we're going to watch it at normal. There's some chatter up here. So I lead Crook. I just want his item, especially if it's Scarf. Scarf Lele is a threat as well, so got it, but he clicks Future Sight. Luckily for me, it gets rocks up, which is actually pretty massive, but I got Scarf off and got my rocks up, so that was good. I came Talonflame here to force it out, just because U-turn's a threat. I misplay here. I'm going to pause it. I should have gone Gengar at this point. Just off calculations, that U-turn doing 27 means he is HP defense, meaning he has no speed, so this Gengar doesn't speed tie his Mega Lati. So I should have come in and clicked Z Ghost, and either forces Shark in, or oh no, I guess there's a Future Sight coming down, so maybe it wasn't like that easy. Or did Future Sight already land? Use Future Sight, and then I went into Slowking, so I should take the Future Sight damage here. So Future Sight would have killed Gengar, so maybe that actually is like a decent read in the moment. But this Gengar went a little stupid. If I could have clicked it here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so there's the Future Sight. Never mind, that would have killed Gengar. I made the swap that I had to make. over this turn right here where I clicked Future Sight and I knew he was probably gonna either roost or recover. That's the turn I should have put Gengar out in front of, because I still knew the damage was there, and Z Ghost at +1, maybe it doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe this wasn't a misplay, but we'll see how it plays out. So I click Sludge Bomb. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fisherman. It didn't work out. I go Azumarill on a second Calm Mind. I don't know why I went here. Like obviously he's faster and he's gonna Thunderbolt me, and I'm banned, so I'm not gonna, like, Jet didn't do enough, and I don't know what I was doing there. I don't. So anyway, I go make a Lopunny. My mental in this game was, I don't know, I was a little distracted when it happened and I was not thinking right. I just started throwing mons out to this Mega Lottie, which is not to take away from Mando. Calm Mind Lottie, runs my team, but I just kept sending things out when the answer was always going to have to be Z Ghost on Gengar. So I do this a couple times. I'm just looking for a crit, honestly. I was just desperate at this point. I felt like I was, after I for some reason threw a Azumarill away, I was out of it, definitely out of it. I can't believe I clicked it that many times. And then I went for a freeze, which I didn't get. So then we came here. He was in range for Z Poltergeist to kill, even at ×2. But the game was not looking good for me because he goes Venusaur, and I don't have great swap-ins. He clicked Earthquake, and obviously it does a decent chunk because I'm Slowking. So I Future Sighted to kind of force it out, and then I tried to go Talonflame on the Earthquake, but it's obvious that I'm going to swap because I need its Regenerator. I'm not going to let it die that quick. So I Roost here. He eats Future Sight for like 33, does a decent chunk. He goes Piloswine. I think I danced thinking maybe he would Roost or something. He didn't. He went Piloswine, so I U-turned out of there. I clicked Future Sight there just to see if he maybe choked and let me get one off. Then I had to go Gengar and click Focus Blast to lower it because Talonflame's attack isn't that good. And at this point, I really thought the game was over. He goes Shark. I'm going to pause it for a second. At this point, my mindset, I said GG because he has seen that I'm U-turn, Roost, Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, and I'm not full HP, so I can't be Gale Wings. Well, I'm not Gale Wings. I'm Flame Body. But even if I am Gale Wings, I'd have to click Roost. So in my mind, I go here. He goes Shark. He clicks Protect. He clicks Water Move. The game is over. He is faster after he gets one speed boost. So I said GG. This was not a preemptive GG in my mind. So he goes Sharpedo. This is where it got a little wild. Based on speed tiers, I was able to be Adamant. So I was Adamant, Flame Body, Max Attack, Swords Dance. He goes Shark. Mando said that he thought that I was going to try and Roost so I could beat Gale Wings so that I could kill... I don't know what being Gale Wings would kill first. Oh, okay. No, I get it now. So he thought that I was going to click Roost on his Protect so that even though he became faster, I would go to 100%. Gale Wings flying move would then kill his Sharpedo regardless of the speed boost. Didn't work out that way because he thought I would Roost, assuming I had a flying move, but I don't. So my only play was to click U-turn and pray that he didn't Protect. He didn't. So that was pretty lucky. This Skarm is chipped, so even though it's HP max defense, Flare Blitz kills. This roll on Venusaur, I needed to be Adamant and he needed to eat Rock to chip for it to be confirmed. We got it. I don't die. He goes Lele. Crook coming back, took off his Scarf. So I click U-turn. I'm not going to say well-deserved. I got a real lucky win there. I probably didn't deserve to win this game. Unfortunately, Mando got a little excited. Didn't read my set. Didn't really check that he had seen it, which is unfortunate. It happens to all of us. Start off the season 1-0. That's fine. Let's go into the next one. So the next game, I was against my friend Wumbles. Wumbles has a Dragapult and a Sylveon that did not attend this game. Personally, just knowing him as a player, I know that he doesn't like this Mon, Azumarill. So I think looking at this Mon, he tried to make a team that would fight Azumarill the best. But Pult and Sylveon just kind of did work versus everything else. So in my opinion, it was a little bit of a misplay to not bring Pult or Sylveon and bring Simisear, Thwackey, and Muck. But we'll play the game out. We'll see how it goes. So I threw out Rotomo because I assumed something like this was happening. I didn't want to... I brought Will-O-Wisp for stuff like Corv, Gyarados, Thwackey, Muck, T-Tar. He has a Lycanroc that didn't come, so I brought Will-O-Wisp, but I didn't want to try and risk him being like Scarf or Band Rock move on this one, so I didn't throw it. I got out with a Volt Switch. Go to Slowking just to see what happens. He puts him up, then rocks up. I'm trying to scout here, so I go hard Azumarill, thinking that he would have swapped on... I don't know why I thought he would swap, because he just clicks Crunch if he has it. Maybe I was trying to scout a Dark move here. He didn't click it though. Obviously, as you can see, he clicks Earthquake, which still hits me super hard. Then he goes for T-Wave, even though I'm already slower than him. And then Play Rough, I'm banded again in this week. Play Rough just connects, takes out T-Tar. Sand and Threat dealt with. He goes Muck, but Muck can't do that much to my Slowking, so I just stay here. I know he's kind of walled, so I'm going to click Calm Mind here. Even if the Shadow Sneak's doing 19, like that's not really a threat to me, especially if I get enough of this off. Gyarados comes in, and I Scald looking for Burn. I probably should have Sludge Bombed, but I didn't just in case he went Corv. And then he starts dancing, but I get a Bomb off, which is fine. I just needed this to be under 50% because I crafted Empoleon to his Z mover is on Gyarados, which is part of the league. Like I said, I am Z move again, Z Gengar in this one, so I am Shucka with Hidden Power Electric for this Gyarados. It does like 60, so I was just looking to chip this, and I didn't really need this looking anymore, so I was fine with him doing this because I live. I click Hidden Power, dead. So the game state at turn 9 is Thwackey, Simisear, Muck, and Corviknight, with Gyarados and T-Tar dead. So I was feeling good about this game at this point. Even if he clicks Knock, I'm just gonna, let him take my lefties on my Rotom-Mow. It's not super important. Get a free Will-O-Wisp off because I doubt he goes Simisear. So I burn him, then I get rocks off. Then he tries to Leech Seed me, assuming I'd swap or something, but I didn't because there's not really anywhere for me to go or no reason for me to have to do anything. So I just stay in and lower this guy down because he just... I don't know if he didn't want to click U-turn or if he was scared of something else getting Will-O-Wisped. He could have gone Simisear on any of these turns. Thunderbolt would have hurt, but I don't think he was going to kill or anything until we get momentum. So I go low punny. It pretty much forces out Corviknight. I just wanted to scout if he was boots or lefties in case he was like the power trips, set or whatever. But I see he's Rocky Helmet, so I figured he's just fully defensive to try and deal with Mega Low Punny, so I can get Empoleon in for free here. Muck comes out, and I click Knock. I'm going to take his Expert Belt off, which means the Thunder Punch won't kill immediately. Not that it should have anyway, because that was a crit for 40. I get my rocks up, which is good. Thunder Punch doesn't do that much to Mega Low Punny. He goes Corviknight, but Mega Low Punny is a strong bitch, so close combat 2 hit, and I knew that once he took rocks coming in. So threat neutralized. Game's just kind of in wrap up at this point. This Muck comes in, and I U-turn out just for some chip because this Muck doesn't have any recovery or anything. I give him my Empoleon just to scout that he's going to keep clicking Thunder Punch. Then I go Mega Low Punny again. I Fake Out again. Fake Out's a really strong move. A little bit cheap, but Fake Out into CC kills this Muck. So then we're 4-0 here. He's got his Simisear. This is a Scarf Simisear. I just give him Gengar. Luckily, I fished a little bit for the Curse Body because I knew he'd probably be locked. And then I Z fighting him, which was originally for T-Tar if it came in, but it did. And I could have just Shadow Balled, but I wanted to use my Z since I went through the effort of even bringing it. So the season started out 2-0, which was pretty good. And then I had to play my good friend Garmus. It's actually my roommate as well. His team, very, very dangerous. Webs just slow stuff down. So Zapdos, Heatran. This is Mega Blastoise and Hoopa Unbound. Like, they can just win. And then he just brings this Delmise along because this thing is still a threat. So my idea here, the team idea, was this Hippopotas was here to deal with Heatran, as well as to try and click Toxic if he went Bird. It also could eat like one hit from Hoopa or Delmise, which will end up being a little bit of an issue. Gengar wasn't Z. I wanted to be sub because I had brought it Z both weeks. I knew he was probably thinking a Z was coming. So when I got my Gengar in, I wanted to sub on him going out. That was the plan. And then Slowking was here just as, Regenerator. My Azu was Assault Vest to deal with sitting in front of like Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, and it could eat a hit from Galvantula and Mega Lopunny. I had a pretty cool set that we'll get into as we play it. I really thought I had him handled, personally. So here, I wanted to fake out, just to try and scout item again. Being aka, if I see lefties, I know he's probably not Eruption, or Scarf Eruption. That was really all I was after. He did in fact bring Flame Body, which was a good bring, because I thought he'd be Flash Fire, trying to eat Talonflame moves. But he wasn't. He was trying to burn my Mega Lopunny, which is really smart. And luckily I didn't get burned there. But once I knew he was lefties, I was like, alright, I gotta go Azumarill, because I don't know what he's gonna click. So I came in. He goes Delmise. I knock off here. Unfortunately, the knockoff should have done, because I'm AV, huge power. That knockoff should have done like 70%. The fact that it did 30 means he's either itemless or he's holding Z move on his Delmise. I knew he was holding Z move. Unfortunately, I had a small brain moment, and I thought that because now I was scrappy and could hit ghost types, that ghost types could also hit me. I forgot that it's an immunity like that. Like I thought it would work in the same way that maybe no guard would work, in terms of, and with no guard you can hit moves and not miss them, but that means moves that can miss won't miss against you either. So I thought, knowing that he was holding a Z, I would assumed it was Z Ghost, because he can just Power Whip Azumarill. He doesn't need to Z Grass it. So at this point I was like, well, this thing's clicking Z Ghost and something has to die. So at this point in the game I thought everything was too important besides Slowking. So I threw Slowking out, assuming that this was coming. As you can see, it did, and he OHKO'd it, which was massive for me. I had to play the whole game down at this point, which was pretty rough. Down him on, and a Regenerator mon. So I tried to scare him out with Nasty Plot. When I clicked sub again here, and he still just hit me, I figured that he wasn't just sacking this, that he had probably crafted it to live a hit like this, and was just going to return kill me, so I wanted to get out of here. I didn't want to eat that, so since I was AV Azumarill, I brought it back out. Psychic does a lot, lowered my special defense, but I knew that I still lived that hit in particular. I would have died to Gunk Shot probably, but he didn't click it, so I got a return kill there. That was nice. Unfortunately, at this point, my Azu's too low with no recovery that I just wanted chip on this Mega Blastoise. I'm playing strictly for Mega Lopunny win. I am fake out quick attack, return close combat. So I'm just looking to chip stuff. So unfortunately with that doing 19, I knew that CC wouldn't kill, so I had to swap out. He reveals Synthesis, so now that mon's back at 99%. It's actually like a pretty big issue for my team. I got Hippo in front of Heatran here, and I think I put up rocks here just to try and start limiting. Like I wanted to break Galvantula's Sash if it was there. Zapdos, just get some chip on it. He gets boots off my Talonflame here. I catch a break right here because I roost. He tries to Poltergeist me, but he just knocked off my item, so he should have just either knocked or power whipped me, but he didn't. I was man, at this point I felt like it's such a disadvantage the entire time because I had nothing to really force this out. Like I could try and chip it with sand, but I needed to pretty much just get Toxic off, which meant that I could no longer eat the hit that I needed to hit out of Heatran on my Hippopotas. And then Gengar's not going to eat a hit. Mega Lopunny's not really going to eat that much of a hit. My Talonflame has no boots, so the second he throws rocks, it's a bad situation. It felt really hard to try and fight back into this after getting the Slowking Z'd turn 5. So I go here, he puts his rocks up because Talonflame pretty much dies now at that point. He misses Magma Storm, which is the first fortunate thing that happened to me. Unfortunately, Earthquake, I would have needed to get a pretty good roll for that to kill. Because he was HP defense, so I think it might even need to crit at that point. He hits the next Magma Storm, but it doesn't really matter because Gengar comes in and clicks Shadow Ball for free, because he can just go into his Scarf Zapdos. So at this point, he drill pecks, revealing that it's Scarf. Unfortunately, I was Gale Wings to kill stuff like Galvantula and Delmise with my fourth move being Brave Bird. I should have been Flame Body because my win con at this point was go Mega Lopunny, fake out for chip, no crit, unfortunate. At this point, I go Talonflame. This is just a sack, but if I had been Flame Body, I could have been looking for the burn. That would have mattered. I wasn't though, so it's just a sack because then I have to go Mega Lopunny. I click Fake Out, again looking for a crit, didn't get it, which is unfortunate. So now my only chance to win is I have to click Quick Attack and hope it crits because he's HP defense again. On this Mon, HP defense kind of just fucked my team up, which I didn't get, so he Drill Pecks and kills me. At that point, when the Mega Lopunny was out, if Quick Attack had killed this, Return killed Blastoise, Return killed Galvantula, and Delmise couldn't come into rocks. So if I had gotten that crit, it would have been a 1-0 win for Mega Lopunny. And I had 3 chances to get one of those crits. I'm not saying it was good odds, but it could have happened. But I didn't, so instead I take a 4-0 loss here. Marcus's team, or Gooman, whatever you want to refer to him as, really showed me that my team, as long as you brought an answer to Gengar and ran HP and defense on every single Mon, you pretty much just handled my ass. So with that being said, I did make 2 changes. I'm just going to bring it up here real quick just so you can see the current team, because this is the team we're going to bring into the next game. So I want to just show you guys that, and then we're pretty much going to go ahead and call that shit here. So what I did was, and I can't say that it's going to work out. We'll see what happens. But as I was witnessed in other games like CC, Fighting Move, HP defense to wall my Mons outside of Gengar, stuff like that is just kind of winning. So I went ahead and changed out the boys. I brought in Landorus over Crook, so we dropped Slim Thickum, and I brought in Bisharp over Slowking. Part of the reasoning in my mind is Slowking didn't want to ever be Earthquaked, which never really let me go from Slowking into Gengar or anything like that. It just wasn't really and I still can't really, because you know, Earthquake still kills Bisharp into Gengar, Earthquake still does a lot to Empoleon into Gengar, but I can go from one of those Earthquakes into Landorus now, rather than just something eating the Earthquake, or Rotom-Mow if it's there, or Talonflame if it's there. Just give me more options to swap around. I cleaned up my resistances, even if it's just chart-wise, like as you can see, Ground have 3 answers in 3 weeks. Fighting, I still have 3 Mons Fighting Week, but Empoleon and Bisharp will never be there together, so realistically, I'm not counting that as 2 Mons that'll come together. Like Crocodile and Empoleon theoretically could have come together, but they both died to CC, so does Mega Lopunny. So my resist really was only Azumarill or Slowking in terms of eating a close combat. So then we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a full-fledged video out for week 4, but hopefully the team is better now. I also have Landorus in there. He can run attack or special attack, but just to support my Gengar, I'm gonna try and most likely bring him specially, usually, just because I've still got Bisharp, Mega Lopunny, Azumarill. All those guys are most likely always gonna hit you physically, so Landos there is a potential threat, but it's not in the initial game plan. I also added another U-turn, so now I've got a Volt Switch and 3 U-turns, as well as a 4th Rocker and a 4th Defogger. Still no spikes, which is unfortunate, but webs will never go up for my team. And yeah, that's it. That's going to be a quick catch-up for this league up to week 3. Week 4 is starting tomorrow, or Monday, 6/20, so I've got all week to get that game done, so they'll probably, as long as I decide to actually do it, there should be at least a video for week 4 up at some point over the next week. And yeah, we'll see if I can maybe start off slower and not try to make 3 to 4 videos a week, and just start with like 1 a week, maybe even just a Mons game video, and then see if we can't go from there. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys next time.